everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Baseboards. My name's Erik Miller, and I'll be your host. This is a show where we share some time with local real estate experts, and we talk about their community, the housing market, and business in general. I just think it's fascinating to go beyond the normal stuff and really dig into what's happening in different areas of the country with the people that are actually living there. Today, we're talking with Billie McGraw. She's a great agent in Flagstaff, Arizona. She's an expert in the area, and that's really important because when inventory goes so fast as is happening in Flagstaff, you're going to want to go local, and Billie McGraw is the person to talk to if you're buying in Flagstaff. Anyway, if you're not familiar, Flagstaff is in northern Arizona, and it's absolutely beautiful. Most people think of Arizona as just a dry desert, but it's not. Flagstaff has a ton of trees, trails, and even a decent university. I can say that, I'm an ASU fan, so whatever. But you know, there's no place that's perfect. But Flagstaff comes pretty close. The star of our show today is Billie McGraw. She's super wonderful, just an obviously nice person that you want to be friends with. She's knowledgeable, and she has a name like a country singer that I'd pay to see. Fortunately, you don't have to pay to see her because she's on this exciting episode of Beyond the Baseboards. Ladies and gentlemen, Billie McGraw. How long have you been in the Flagstaff area, and what do you like most about it?
Yeah, I've been here since 2006, and I've been doing real estate since 2014. And my family and I really moved here because we wanted to just have a little space, enjoy the outdoors, a little bit of slower pace of living. We came up from the valley, which is where you are, and we had lived down there for a long time and thought Flagstaff would be a great place. We were just starting a family, and we wanted to spend a lot of time outdoors and just have a little bit slower pace of living. And so that's what we did. We moved to Flagstaff, and it has been all of the things I hoped for and more. Great place to raise our family. In addition to that, it's a great place for people to come and escape the heat of Phoenix and kind of the hustle and bustle. Some things that I love most about here is people are so friendly in Flagstaff. So now that I've been away from the valley for a long time and I'm up here, you know, people are just more focused on quality of life up here instead of the sort of the rat race of the city. And so I think that that's been something really nice. My personality tends to kind of be the go, but it's easy to come up here and relax, go take a hike outdoors, go to Lake Mary and enjoy the water. We've got mountains and trees. And then from Flagstaff, there's so many things to do. So for instance, on a weekend when it was still spring and kind of windy here, and I was ready for summer, we went to Winslow. There is East Clear Creek there, which is this awesome creek that you can paddleboard, and the kids love to jump off the cliffs. Or we can go just down the hill half an hour like you're headed towards Sedona and go to the creek, or you can take a hike up one of the mountains. And so there's just a lot of outdoor things to do, which feels like a nice type of lifestyle that we're looking for. And so I think a lot of people are attracted to Flagstaff because of that. And some other things that you'll kind of notice when you're here is that, you know, the air is super fresh. It's like clean. And of course we have all the beautiful Arizona blue skies, but it's clean and it smells good up here. And I think people value that, especially after a year that, you know, like the one we just went through where people are stuck inside. And you know, Flagstaff has really blown up even since the pandemic, I would say.
How is the housing market up there? I mean, I'm hearing rumors that it's difficult to find a house. It's traditionally a second home market or vacation market, right? It's not. Is it growing into becoming a place where people live because everybody can work from home, or what's the population like there?
Yeah, so I think when we moved here, there were a lot of primary homeowners in 2006, but every year it becomes more and more second homeowners for two reasons. Recently, yes, because people can work from anywhere, but mainly because the price of homes is quite expensive and we don't have a lot of industry up here work-wise. And so if you don't work for the hospital or Gore or NAU, there's not a lot of job industry. So people tend to be majority second homeowners, and we're seeing a lot of that. A lot of people are coming in from other places, California, Phoenix, and buying second homes, and it's affordable, especially for the California people, right? They sell their multi-million-dollar homes over here and buy something for 800 or 900,000 and it feels like a deal. And we're a little bit landlocked. That's another thing about Flagstaff. So as you get a little further out of Flagstaff, we run into water issues. And so if a person isn't interested in hauling water, then, you know, they want to stay Flagstaff city limits and just maybe a little rural outside the city limits. But if you go too far, you begin to have some water issues. So I think that keeps the demand real high. And I suspected that you would ask me a housing market question, right?
Well,
a surprise.
Yeah, that's the way
and
it is,
so,
right?
You know, normally I tell people, yeah, we don't have a lot of inventory, but I was looking at the numbers today for you, and we have 116 single family homes on the market in Flagstaff and the very near surrounding areas.
Okay.
That's not very many homes.
That's not very many homes. No.
No.
Where do you think that? Go ahead.
Then I thought, what about townhomes? We've got, it was like 40-ish townhomes or something like that on the market. And then price-wise, let me share that with you because I think that's valuable, right? People want to say, oh, Flagstaff sounds great. Now, can I afford it is the question. So Of those 116 homes, 35 of them are under 600,000. And you probably can't buy a house for less than 300 or so.
Okay.
So, you know, 300 to 600 is probably what you at least need to be able to afford to spend to even consider Flagstaff if you're wanting a single family home. And then 40 of those were between 600,000 and $1 million, and 41 of them were more than $1 million. Wow. So that's kind of our, you know, our price point. And then townhomes, 400 to 600. So you could get into something like that.
So you were around in 2006, right? And you saw the boom in 2007 and the beginning of a bust, which took 5 years from 2008 to 2013. Now we're in a bit of a boom again. In your experience, how does the boom from 2006 compare to what's happening now?
So in 2006, so full disclosure, I wasn't in real estate then, but it was when I was buying my house up here, right? So we watched the prices go up, and then quickly we were upside down in the market. But my understanding after much discussion with my broker and other real estate industry professionals is that during that time, and probably you can speak more to this because I'm sure it was the same everywhere, you know, the criteria to get financing was not as stringent as it is now. And so, I mean, I actually remember talking to my loan officer on the way up here as we were qualifying for our house. I don't even think I ever sent anything to him. I told him how much we made, how much my husband made. We had great credit, jobs, and we had no problem getting a loan, which was fine because, you know, we really could do that. But I think that some people maybe that weren't in the same type of situation were also getting loans. And then when the market went down, they couldn't afford to pay for those homes. And if they didn't put much down, they didn't have much skin in the game. And in a place like Flagstaff where are you going to work? And so maybe they had to leave and go somewhere more affordable. And so they were forced to, you know, abandon their homes or go into foreclosure. And so I think that what's different now is because we have so many second homeowners, most of those people have to either pay cash or put a significant amount of money down. And so I don't know that we're going to see that same type of, you know, mass economic sort of a, not input, but what's the word I'm trying to say?
Implosion.
Decline.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Implosion.
Yes. I don't see that happening. I don't know how it could, because I think, you know, people have a lot of skin in the game now in their homes up here. But for Flagstaff in particular, we're a little insulated. We didn't experience the same impacts as, say, Phoenix and larger cities did, because again, we're such a high priced market with not a lot of inventory. And so we are insulated a little bit, and our recovery was very good. I mean, the home prices are up much higher than they even were in 2008. And I anticipate that they'll keep growing.
And so where does somebody go if they want the amenities of the area, but obviously there's not enough houses available in Flagstaff? Where should they look? Where else should they look in the area?
Well, I mean, they really can just look in the area. So they'll have to come and be able to.
This is my softball question for Strawberry and Payson, and this is my softball question for that. But
Well,
whatever.
Some people then think Sedona maybe is a good option, which it's beautiful, but they're experiencing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, they're the same. Yeah, and it's got the added touristy element to it, so they're probably always going to be that way as well.
Yeah, and we have that same tourist element too because of the Grand Canyon. So normally outside of pandemic, we have a lot of international travelers that come and they home base from Flagstaff and they go to Sedona and Vegas and Lake Powell and all of the Grand Canyon obviously is the big draw. But I will say, you know what little town is just east here of Flagstaff is Williams, Arizona. And that is a little more affordable than Flagstaff. It has a lot of the same feel with the trees and the higher elevation, so it's cooler. And that town is, I think that's an up and coming place.
It's got a lot of character, that town too, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
The Grand Canyon Railroad, Route 66, yeah, lots of nostalgia. It's wonderful.
Yeah, there's like a very much a small town feel. They have little or they used to have little parades with, it's just amazing, right? It's cold. It's very cold, but yeah, that's a cute little town. That's a very cute little town. How are prices there? Are they also growing? Are they similar?
So they're also growing, but still less than Flagstaff. So I think that that's a good alternative. If somebody comes up and they're like, oh gosh, I just don't want to compete in this competitive market. If they head a little west, they get the same kind of topography and that small town feel. They're just a little further away, right? But still a great place to consider, I would say, is Williams.